Hi, hello. Thank you for watching this video. This is Nurse Choma, founder of Choosing Nursing. So, Happy New Year, first and foremost, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2019. I hope that you are excited about this new year. I know I am. I'm very excited about the new year. And I wanted to be the first one to be able to wish you a happy new year. So thank you for joining right now. What we're going to talk about this morning, all right? We're up this morning. What we're going to talk about this morning is the absolute best way for you to prepare for your exam in 2019. All right. So if you are somebody where maybe you're not sure how to go about studying now, maybe you got a lot of resources, maybe you don't have any resources, maybe you have not started at all yet, I want you to watch this video all the way until the very end. All right. So I'm excited. So good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year. Comment below. Let me know that you're watching me and where you're watching from. I'm excited for 2019. What are your goals this year? I'm sure it's to pass your exam, right? So comment below. Let me know what your goals are. I'm excited, and I know that this is going to be a great year. You know, you have to believe that, right? So I know it's going to be a great year, and I'm so excited for this new year. All right, so as you can see, I'm here with you this morning. We're going to talk about what's the best way for you to prepare for your exam this year. Okay, what's the best way? And you know, a lot of times we're not really sure what the best way is, especially depending on where we are currently for the exam. So let's get right into it. So let's see. All right, Queens, New York, Florida. All right, good to see you here. So if you're ready to listen this morning, comment below and say that you're ready. All right, let me know that you're ready. Watching from Louisiana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Okay, March, April. Okay, good. So comment below if you're ready. Let's get started. I'm going to try and keep this broadcast. I'll probably keep it maybe between 30 minutes or so, or maybe a little bit longer. We'll see how it goes. Okay, good, good, good. Ready, 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 ready. Okay. Okay, so let me pull up my notes. So I know everybody has specific goals, and maybe there's some things that have kept you back as far as being successful. Maybe you're somebody you just finished nursing school, maybe you just graduated. Wonderful. I'm excited that you're here. I want to talk to you about what the best way to go about doing this. Also, I want to share with you, before I get started, I have an important announcement to make with you today. We are having a special challenge. All right, we're having a special New Year's challenge. To learn more about it, it's called our New Year New License Challenge. To learn more about it, go to our website, choosingnursing.net. It's pretty much going to be a free challenge where I'm going to do live videos. You're going to receive emails to encourage you to pass your exam, prepare for your exam, study for your exam, tips, that kind of stuff, and giveaways. So to join the challenge, you have to join the new one, even if you're a part of the last one. Go to the website, choosingnursing.net. Okay, so let's talk about this. So let me first, before I talk about the new way, I want to first talk about the old way, as far as the way that a lot of people have done in the past that's not working. So, and I would say predominantly with people who are repeat test takers. So the old way is there's about two, or old or common way, I should say. There's about two common methods that a lot of people utilize that are not always successful with. Number one is to read a bunch of, read from books. So like review your different types of Nclex review books. And then after you do the books, or even maybe while you're doing the books, do a bunch of questions, do a question bank, something to that nature, right? And then there's people that will not pass even with doing that method, right? So the method number one, or the way that people would implement number one, is that they would review from books. Hello from the Philippines. Oh, wow. Welcome from the Philippines. Okay, so you would review from books, right? Nclex review books. After you do the books, then you're gonna go through your questions or your question bank, and then you prepare to take your exam, right? And then it doesn't work, right? So that's one way. Another way that a lot of people will do, that's also very common, is to just do a bunch of questions, right? So just go really hard with the question bank. And I understand, because when you do questions, it makes you feel more confident because you're actually doing what's like the test, right? Like you're actually doing practice questions that are hopefully preparing you to the same style, the same format of the actual exam, right? So, but there's people that I have encountered a lot of people who have done this method, predominantly people that are, I would say predominantly repeat test takers, and that they would just do questions for like 3 months, 6 months, maybe they'll do at least 25 questions per day, and then it still doesn't work, and they still don't pass their exam. So let me talk. So this is a common method a lot of people do, and unfortunately a lot of people get frustrated, they get discouraged, they feel defeated, they think, oh my goodness, I'm not going to pass this exam, this is too hard, I'm going to give up. And honestly, here's the thing. In order for you to have a new season, you need a new strategy. Let me say that one more time. In order for you to give birth to a new season, in order for you to see something different in your life, you got to be willing to try new stuff, right? You got to be willing to do not necessarily what everybody else is doing, but a strategy that works for you. Okay? So a lot of times, and you heard that saying before, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get different results. That's exactly what that is. So a lot of people will do either of these methods. And here's the fact, all right? Here's one of the things that I have noticed, that I'm noticing, and from doing just research, all right? This is research that I've seen and I studied online and etc. The fact is that the number of repeat test takers that are not passing their exam is, as far as like, not first time, but repeat test takers, it's actually going up. It's increasing. All right. I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm showing you the highlight, and I'm going to tell you what you want to do differently. All right. But the fact is that the number of repeat test takers are increasing that are not passing it. The number of repeat test takers, which is pretty much people that are taking the exam multiple times and not passing, is going up. So what this means, what this tells you, is that these methods don't work, because they are the common ways that a lot of people would utilize and implement, because that's what everybody else is doing. But from the facts though, from the statistics though, it's not working. So for that reason, there has to be a change with the way that you do it. And really, the reason why it's not working is because here's what it is. The Nclex exam is getting more difficult. All right, the exam is getting harder. They're doing that. I think it's like about every 3 years, or even more frequent than that, they make changes to the test. And the changes can vary. Like as far as every 3 years, what they change is what the bracket is as far as the passing curve, meaning that the amount that is required to pass increases a little bit. That's what they usually adapt every 3 years. But or they may choose not to change it at all. But they also make changes in between those years as well. And that can be other areas of the test. For example, some of the other things that they'll change, that they changed not this year, but last year, is SATA questions, right? So although it wasn't within like the every 3 year time frame, they changed the format and the difficulty level of static questions. So once again, it just acknowledges that doing the predominant, the common way is not ideal for repeat test takers, international students, because the exam is only getting more difficult. Okay? So here's the thing that I want you to understand. Okay? Now, as a repeat test taker, you have to mimic, because the fact of the matter though, first-time test takers are still doing well. It's still at the same range as far as 85%, like 85% is the passing range for first-time test takers in the United States of America. Okay? So what you have to do as a repeat test taker or as an international student, you have to mimic the style and the preparation of a first-time test taker. Let me say that one more time. As a repeat test taker or international student, you need to mimic the style and the preparation of a first-time test taker. All right? And typically a first-time test taker is somebody who what? Just went through school, right? Just graduated from nursing school. So I'm going to share with you what is the best way for you to pass your exam. All right? Are you ready? This is like my method that really, really works. If you want to know what it is, say yes in the comments. Let me know that you're awake, that you're still with me, that you're still listening. Also, like this video. Like the video. If you're watching this on the replay, share this video, comment below. Let me know you're watching this on the replay by saying I'm watching this on the replay. All right, I would love to hear from you. All right, so if you're still listening, put a yes below in the comments. All right, and then also I want to share with you something before I mention this too. I almost forgot. Because today it is New Year's. All right, because it's New Year's, I'm doing something special. So we have a special bundle. What this is, it's a cheat sheet bundle. It includes 3 things. First you'll get my 70 diseases guide, which is pretty much a 43-page guide that goes over like disease processes, farm table, ABGs, psych, maternal health, restraints, therapeutic communication. Let's see what else is on there. Oh, the rule of 9s, burn patients. So it's a downloadable PDF. Another one is also our farm guide, which is 46 pages, and this one goes over how to mix insulin, dosage calculations, formulas, drugs, like multiple medications, classifications, just a lot of things you need to know about pharmacology. And then in addition to that, you also receive my Labs 101 training, which is a basic video teachings, multiple video teachings of me going over different lab values. All right, so it's a complete bundle product. It's called our cheat sheet bundle. Normally together, it's $39. But if you sign up today, or if you sign up within the next 48 hours, we're doing a New Year's promotion where it's only $19. But you have to use the coupon code New Year. All right, new, all capital letters, all one word, New Year. To go to that, or to sign up for that, go to bit.ly/cheat sheet bundle. All one word, all lowercase. bit.ly/cheat sheet bundle. Okay, all right, I saw a bunch of yeses. Okay, so let me show you what this method is. And there's actually another time what I'm going to do. I've done this before. There is, it's just showing you how the exam is graded. Because there's something right here Imagine this line right here is like an above pass. This is the line. All right. This is the above passing line. All right. And so imagine you have this above passing line. Oh, look, I see all the emojis. Hey, hey, hey. But you know what? Can I type it on here? Okay, let me do it for you. Right. I'll do it really quickly. That's so funny. Oh, you guys are so I love the emojis. Did you guys miss me? I missed you guys. Did you guys miss me online? I missed you guys. Okay. Let me just put this real fast so it's easier for you guys. Okay. There we go. And okay. All right. Happy. Okay. So anyways, so imagine that my hand, that my arm is the above passing line. Okay. Because this is the way that the Nclex is. When you take the test, if you took in the test before, you did not pass, it gives you results, and the results will say you were above passing here, you were below passing here, you were near passing here, and etc. Right? That's the way. And if you never took in the exam before, that's the way that the test is. If you don't pass, it will say you were above passing, below passing, near passing, and etc. So pretty much what you have to do, so pretty much when they grade the test, there's a line. So imagine this is the line. As long as your overall let me see, the overall number of questions you get correct is above this line, you pass your exam. So pretty much the way that it works is that every time you take the question, every time you answer a question and you get it right or wrong, it either is going to be the point is going to go above or below this line. So I don't know why I can't keep my hands still, but if majority of your questions are not above this line, then you're not going to be above passing. So that's how the exam pretty much is. I'll do another video one time, and so you can see the full demonstration, but that's pretty much how it is. So here's the best way. Okay, let me share. This is what I call the college method. Somebody put this in the chat box, or write it in the chat box right now. It's called the college method. Put that in the chat box, just so I know that you were following. The college method. College as in school. Okay? The college method. Maybe there's like a little delay in you catching up. There we go. Okay, okay, see, one person put it. Okay, good. The college method. One more time. Now remember what I said earlier is that the percentage for first-time test takers it's not going down. It's about the same. So as a repeat test taker, you got to mimic the style, the preparation in order to be successful. You got to mimic the style and preparation of a first-time test taker, or somebody who obviously is a recent graduate from a good program. They have a higher percentage of being successful in here in the United States. Internationally, it's a different story, but you can still use this same thing. Okay, good. All right, so here's what it is. All right, so I want you to write this down. Right. So the college method, it includes 3 things. All right, 3 things: consistency, repetition, and reinforcement. One more time. It includes 3 things, okay? Consistency, repetition, and reinforcement, okay? So you need all 3 of them, all right? You need to implement all three of them. Let me discuss what they are, right? And give you examples as far as preparing. So consistent, obviously we know what that means, right? So being consistent, so that means, not slacking, but every day you're studying something, right? You're learning something. So you're being consistent with your studying, where you're not studying like a little here and then you studying like one day and then you take 3 days off and then you study again on Thursday and then you take another 3 days off. But no, you are being consistent. Or you're studying 1 week and then you take off next week. You study 1 week and then you take off next week. That's why I don't recommend going on vacation in between studying. I don't recommend doing that. There's some people that do that. They'll go on vacation while they're in the middle of studying, and it's not ideal because you're not going to be consistent. Nobody wants to study while they're on vacation or even study when they come back. So, but anyways, there you go. Consistency, repetition, reinforcement. So the first one, so being consistent, meaning that and you can give yourself a break, right? You can take a day off, right? But you're still being consistent overall. So that's one of the things. You have to be consistent with your studying routine. The number 2, and I'm going to talk about why they all matter together. Okay? So number 2 is repetition. So when it comes to preparing for the exam, you need to be repeating what you're learning and the way you're learning it. Okay? There has to be a repetition with the way you're learning and with what you're learning and the way you're learning it. Okay? So you're learning it. Happy New Year. So you're learning it. You're hearing it over and over again, right? And that's why it's good to, read the book and then and watch a video and listen to it again and listen to it over and over again and etc. Okay? And then reinforcement is now you're going to reinforce what you learn, right? By doing questions, right? By doing questions that really reinforces the material into your knowledge. Here's why I call this the college method. Think about when you were in school, or anybody in school for that matter, especially in college. You have to attend classes every day, or almost every day, right? Monday through Friday. So you usually have to attend a class consistently, right? Every week, week in, week out. And then it's repetitious because you're taking the class. When you take the class, the teacher not only will, what they will do, they'll tell you, okay, after this is over, you need to go home and you need to read 30 pages 1 through 30 about what I went over today. Right? That's what they'll tell you to do. You need to go home and now so now I just taught you everything. And now you need to go home and because I don't know about you, but I remember when I was in nursing school, they made us, the teacher, I'll be like that's 30 pages in the same week. And we just, I remember it would be a lot of reading requirements. So, but anyway, so it would be, after you learn everything from the instructor, then after that, then he'll tell you, okay, you need to go and read etc. whatever, right? And on top of that, some people, what they'll do, because they would record what the teacher said, they would listen to the recordings on their way to class, while they're at home, right? So they would repeat the information over and over again. There was a repetition. And then what happened? Then the teacher reinforced what you learned by making you do what? Quizzes, right? Oh, pop quiz, right? So you do pop quizzes. There would be tests, right? In my program, we had a quiz every week. And then we had a test every 2 weeks. So we would have tests, you have midterm exams, and then you would have the final exam. Here's the benefit of doing that, especially with the exams. The reinforcement of the exams really helped you because you were able to see early on where you stood. Oh, wow, I didn't do well in this quiz. Let me go back and review this again, right? Let me go back and study this again, right? Because it was reinforced into you. And in addition to that, before it was reinforced, what you did, you probably studied for the exam, right? You study for the exam. They told you, hopefully they told you that the test is going to cover these topics. So what you did, you went back and you reinforced what you learned so you can do well on the quiz or do well on the test. So you need all three of these methods in order to be successful. Here's the problem. The issue for a lot of repeat test takers is that you won't use all the methods, right? You don't include all of them. And that's why it's not as successful, okay? But you need to have all of them. So let me give you an example of what happens when you have one and not the other, all right? Or maybe sometimes people have 2 out of 3, which is usually more common, right? 2 out of 3, but not all 3 of them. So if you, let's say for example, you use repetition and you use reinforcement, but you don't use, you're not consistent in doing it though, right? So you'll listen to the recordings over and over again, or you'll watch the teachings over and over again, or you do whatever, you do questions over and over again, but it's not a daily habit. So when you have lack of consistency, this will translate into second guessing. So that's why a lot of people, when they do the take the exam, they find themselves second guessing a lot. They find themselves, oh, I wasn't sure what this was, and they go back and forth with the answers. Even when they're when they're doing practice questions, they'll be second guessing themselves a lot. And you'll also see you'll score very high in your strong areas, but very low in your weak areas. Okay? Let me say that one more time. When you have repetition and reinforcement, but not consistency, you're more likely to second guess. And then when you take the test, if you don't pass your exam, then you're going to score very high in the strong areas and very low in your weak areas. That's what I've seen a lot with a lot of test takers. Oh, wow, I did so good in X, Y, and Z, which happens to be the areas that they're naturally really good in. Because why? Because you were repeating that over and over again. But then because you weren't really consistent, you were very low in your areas that you're weak. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Comment below really quickly if that makes sense. If you think this is information that is good, that this could help somebody, share this broadcast right now. All right, share this broadcast, let other people know, tag somebody. Thank you already for sharing and for tagging as well, because this is information that can literally change the course of your entire year. Because I don't know about you, but I'm trying to change my life this year, right? I don't want to see my life improved this year, right? Yes, makes sense. Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay, good, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. So, and that's why, here's the thing, this is also the reason why it's not necessarily about how long you study, but how you study. You see why? Because that's why some people will do really well with preparing in 6 weeks versus 6 months, because they implemented everything. The consistency, the repetition, the reinforcement, even though they graduated years ago. The second one is, let's say you are consistent, but you don't use repetition, but you do reinforcement. So you're consistent in the fact that you do study every day, right? And you do practice questions every day, but you don't repeat what you're learning. Right? So you don't listen to it over and over again, or you don't review over and over again, right? And this is one area I would say is common for a lot of people too, a lot of test takers. So you're consistent, you reinforce with questions, but you don't repeat it though. What I've seen here is that you'll score high in critical thinking categories, which is going to be, for example, like maybe management of care, SATA question. Well, I'm going to say SATA questions, but management of care, reduction of risk potential, questions that are more so about, how well you answer questions. But you're going to get near passing results. So you score high with critical thinking categories, but you get near passing frequently when you take the test and not pass the exam because there's a lack of repetition. Right? There's a lack of repetition. If I'm hearing something and I get really good at answering questions, I really get really good at reinforcing it, I'm gonna be good at answering questions. And but it's not gonna be enough though to put me over the edge to be able to really understand the depth of the question. Why? Because I did not repeat what I was learning. That's why it matters. Okay? The third one is if you are consistent, you use repetition, but you don't use reinforcement. So this is when people would tell me, okay, you know what I did? This next time I went ahead and I studied and I just did content only, all right? All I did was content. I didn't really do that many questions, so I just focused on content, so you were consistent. Every single day you were studying, you were consistent with it for 6 months, 3 months, whatever, and then you kept on reading the books, you kept on watching videos, that kind of stuff, but you did not reinforce anything. You did not do a lot of reinforcement, meaning that you did not, as soon as you learned something, you didn't reinforce it with questions, right? You didn't do enough questions. You didn't do enough practice questions. So with this one, if you are consistent and you have repetition, but you don't reinforce, you don't use reinforcement, the test taker tends to score low in critical thinking categories, which means that you'll do poorly in questions like priority questions, delegation questions, SATA questions, that kind of stuff, reduction risk potential questions. But you score higher, though, in more content-based questions, which is going to be, for example, physiological adaptation, health promotion and maintenance, safety, fashion control. So you do better in those categories, but weaker, though, in priority questions, in SATA questions, and delegation questions, and etc. That's the difference. So once again, that's why it's not necessarily, no, now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should study for 3 weeks and, that's enough. But it's not necessarily, time does not necessarily equate as success. So this is the reason why it's not always about how long you study, but how you prepare for your studying. So that's why I recommend the college method. That's what you did in college. That's why first-time test takers do well, because that's all they were exposed to throughout nursing school. Every day they went to class. Then they had to read books. They had to do quiz. They had to read books. They had to listen to the recordings. They had to go to clinicals, all that kind of stuff. And then they had quizzes. And then they had the exams and midterm exams and final exams, right? And then they had the actual Nclex exam. So because it was such a pattern, that's why they did well when they took the test. So in the same regard, this is what you want to implement into 2019. All right? This is how you want to prepare for your exam for 2019. You want to be consistent. You want to use repetition. And you want to use reinforcement. All three components. This is the best way to prepare. Okay? This is the best way to prepare for your exam. Okay? So, that was pretty much it today. Comment below. Let me know right now if this helped you. If you found this kind of eye-opening, if this helped you, if you're going to change your studying because of what I told you today, let me know below right now so I can know how you did with this and everything. And then, like I said one more time, if you want to take advantage of the cheat sheet bundle, you can take advantage of it today. Simply go, I put the link in the comments, but it's bit.ly/cheat sheet bundle, and use the coupon code. Please use the coupon code New Year. You have to put the coupon code for it to work. Thank you so much. Great job. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you found this information helpful. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Todd, took the time to pop up. Yes, absolutely. So I'll be back on again tomorrow. All right, I'll be back on again tomorrow. I will probably be back on at the same time. So join me tomorrow at the same time. I haven't decided what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I think I'm going to do something about content. Okay, it's probably going to be a content-focused topic. So join me tomorrow, same time. I would love to see you. Thank you for below for sharing the video, for hearting up the video. I appreciate your support. And like I said as well, if you want to join the challenge, the New Year, New License Challenge, go to the website choosenursing.net, or you can go to bit.ly/choosing nursing challenge. But it's just easier to just go to the website. It's at the very top of the website. All right, definitely helpful. Good. Thank you for letting me know. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you for hearting the video. And I will talk with you very, very soon. All right, bye-bye.